Quantum zone, brothers and sisters. I've been explaining about that, so I'm just going to keep the quantum zone in mind, brothers and sisters. Patience, because you want to build a kingdom that's going to last forever. You don't want a kingdom that's going to last for a season. Quantum zone. Abomination of desolation. Abomination of desolation. I'm going to have some access problems here, brothers and sisters. I'm going to see if I can get through this. But if not, I'll have to do it, record it, and then upload it. It's just getting worse all the time. Now it's, yep, it's getting worse all the time. Okay, it's lagging. I'm not sure if you can even hear me. I'm not sure if you're going to hear me, brothers and sisters. I'm going to give it a few more minutes, see what happens. Otherwise, I have to stop going live and record and upload. The abomination of desolation, brothers and sisters. You have to ask yourself, those you can see it, why is no one talking about it when it's such a clear sign? It's such a clear sign. Because to talk about it would unravel one of our constant words you love, their whole reality. They can't talk about it. They can't admit that's where it is. Because it's a sign of their destruction. That's what it is. To admit it is clear. Because the way they characterized in the past, John Enopy and all these people, clowns, it was going to be the opposite. Abomination desolation would be, false Israel was under attack. See? And it'd be the Arabs doing it. And now it's these, so they realize, And so the ones that know, they can't speak on it. They can't. Can't speak on it. And it's such a clear, obvious sign. Let's move on, brothers and sisters. I got a few things I want to talk about here. And let's see how we can, this holds up. Okay, brothers and sisters. Let's talk a little about demonology first, because I want to get into something else here. Right? First, let's talk about demonology. That's what I'm calling it, right? You see on the left side there? You got the devil's vision, which includes the demons. They have the same vision. See? But this is primarily referencing the demons. That's why I have demons, the subtopic. Because that's one of the major plagues that's plaguing our people. It's the Antichrist to our people. And it says they will sit there to do just the damage. That's the wolves in sheep clothing. And so I'm going to relate a pattern to you that you should be able to detect. Because there's two mindsets there. They may look alike. Both of them look like sheep, but one of them is wolf. Wolves, even though they may look like sheep, they're still going to sound like wolves. because they can't mimic a sheep's voice. Say, why does a sheep sound like a wolf? Because it is a wolf. So why these black folks sound like white people? Why they sound like devils? Because they are. Because they are. I gotta monitor this spell since it looks good on my over there. So, but I'm gonna check anyway, just in case I'm missing something. Okay. They sound like devils because they are devils. You see, why did every time they do an event and they have someone sing the Star Spangled Banner, they get the Negroes to do it, black folks, and they do it better than the white. I mean, they animate it they're like, or they're on crack or something. They're doing it so like they're getting a high out of it. See, but let's look at this. Now, we was in the fields. You had two gaps. Now, if you watch that movie Django, I mean, that was a lot of reality. Because if you notice, Stephen, whatever his name was, right? He acted like he was part of the family. He acted because he's probably the guy's brother. Um, the Chappie or whatever, the Chappie, he's probably his brother in the movie. They probably had the same father. See? So he felt, you know, because I mean, you listen to him, you didn't think he had any black skin. Because he talked just like, you know, he had to be restrained by the white folks. Because that's the way it was. Their demons, their children, their black-faced children that was loud in the house. Because that was Master's children. And Miss Master, Miss Missa, she probably didn't like it, but the point is, back doing then, right? The female had no say about nothing. So he go out there and rape the slaves, and he had children, right? He bring them in the house. See? And so when you're in the field, you had the house Negroes and the field Negroes. And the field Negroes was the original people. See? And the house was his children. They was his black-faced children. That was pre-Civil War. And then after Civil War, right? Right? Remember, because they wanted to be near Master. They didn't have anything to do with you. And so what? After that, now you think that people want to get away from Master, get away from that plantation as fast as they could, but no. A lot of blacks. Half the black population stayed on the farm. They stayed down there with Master. They call them sharecroppers. They stayed down there and they wanted to stay with Master because they were demons. They thought like Master. And the other ones, they escaped and they got the hell away from there. Ran up to the north or whatever, anyway, get away from Master. But they say, so you had the two mentalities. And you probably don't notice it and don't pay attention to it, but you got two mentalities. And it's keep repeating itself. So you got like phase 1, phase 2, and then phase 3 about 50 years later, right? Then you got the boys and all those guys come along, and you got Eurocentric and Afrocentric. I guess Marcus Garvey came along, Master Muhammad came along, Elijah started. Afrocentric started thinking African. And they said, no, we should think more like white people. You know what Farrakhan said? We should think analytically like them. Can they say that? We should be more like them. Some of them are good. Can't call them devils anymore. You think because he's a demon himself. So we had that in the 20s. Two schisms, they was totally against each other. You said they thought the Africans, y'all savages, y'all backwards, man. You gotta be like the white people. Yeah, because they were like white people. And they were white people. Right? In mind and soul and body, they were just had black skin. And then 50 years later, in the 60s, you got what? Again, integration and separation. I may have spelled that wrong. Integration and separation. Right? So, who led the MLK? Led the integration. They wanted to get close. They wanted to get in with the devils, move in with them, sleep with their daughters, marry their sons. They wanted to get close. Integration. integrate the neighborhoods, you know, be able to live next door to them and everything, right? Go to school with them. Elijah said, no, we want to get separation, right? Two ideas, and it was always against each other. You know, there was some violence between those two in the 60s. There was some violence between those two in the 20s. There was some violence between the two back in the 1860s. There was violence between the two. You know, they keep it on the low, but there was violence between the two. And then in the case of Martin Luther King, the integrationists tried to talk Malcolm, and they got confused. Some of Malcolm and all of them. Hey man, well, we can work together, man. We can take this country. Elijah said, no, we don't have nothing to do with that. So they tried to get Malcolm. They got to Malcolm, right? They got to a lot of them. They got to Malcolm. He's not talking about he know white folks in Arabia. Come please, you got a picture of Master Muhammad. He skin white, but you know. So they got to him, and that's a long story, right? But the thing is that they say, man, well, look, why don't we go talk to Elijah? Because he's leading that separation movement, man. We can't have that's backwards, man. We ain't going back to Africa. We're gonna take America. We're gonna be good Americans. So instead of meeting with with Elijah and Martin Luther King, we had a picture. And Martin Luther King was supposed to convince Elijah to go along with the integrationists, to work together. And it worked the other way around. Elijah got to Martin Luther King. So the next day, Martin Luther King went out and gave a promised land speech, the separation speech. We going back home. I mean, I'd be with you, but we will get there. And they told him, don't do that. And he didn't. They blew his brains out the next day. That's the end of that. Because they didn't want him telling black folks that. They don't want you to have that vision. See? And now you got 50 years later. And now, here's Farrakhan. We stay here. Even though the God said it's right there in the covenant, he calling God a liar. God says, we going home after 40 years. But he's saying, no, we ain't. So he's calling God a liar. Because he's a demon. And then you got the messenger of the covenant. He's saying, hey, no, we're going to return home. Because that's who will come. That emphasized what Elijah was doing. Because it says right in there, Elijah the messenger, but it says, 70 will come to this temple, the messenger of the covenant. That means this was about the covenant. And where's the covenant? See, they claim they talk the covenant. They ain't talking the covenant because they talking about, we'll be 400 years and all that kind of stuff. But they don't go to the covenant part. It says covenant. It says that's separate. It says, it tells you exactly, it's clear language. No seal, nothing. Arabia. But Pharaoh said, so he's calling that part a lie. We ain't going nowhere. Because he ain't going nowhere. Because he's a demon. See? So he still got that two visions there. And so Farrakhan's job is to come in, right, and destroy the vision of the covenant. Because that's what Elijah. See? Destroy the vision that Elijah had presented. And that's what he's been doing. We ain't going nowhere. Devils ain't devils anymore. Some are saying God, Satan, some good. He said all the opposite of everything that Elijah Muhammad. He's not teaching. Elijah Muhammad's teaching in no way, shape, form, or fashion. That's his job. He's a demon. To go in and shut that vision down because he cannot afford to have you with that vision because that makes you a national security threat, which we're going to talk about in a minute. And then you got the son of perdition as opposed to son of man. Then you got the demon Pharaoh kind of opposed to the original Suleiman. See, one vision got both visions. Which vision will prevail? See? So I'm may come back to that later, bro. I'm kind of a little hesitant because I want to get through this and I want to start messing with this. They probably will anyway. Okay. Now I want to talk about this, brothers and sisters. I want to get to the main thing, but okay. Let's talk about this right here. Energy deprivation Now, what is energy deprivation? Energy deprivation means, right, that you don't have enough energy. You're deprived of energy. Energy deprivation, you're deprived of energy. So it's a different state. I mean, are you deprived, totally deprived? That means you're dead. Or you're not deprived of enough energy to maintain yourself, enough energy to maintain your family. How deep is that deprivation? So we know that the deprivation started 6,000 years ago. See? And Dr. Yakub, he was personification of that process because, right, producing the devils that were ruled during that time. Because when you can't afford, if you got a Lamborghini, you can't afford it, you got to strip it down because you can't afford premium gas anymore. You can't afford that $1,000 tires. You start stripping things down. So now you can afford it because the insurance is way up. I got, see what I'm saying? So I stripping things down. I'm going to explain that a little more in a minute. Right? So, or you trade in, or I can't afford a Lamborghini anymore, so I can afford a Volkswagen Beetle. So we started some energy deprivation. We didn't have enough energy to maintain ourselves, maintain our civilization. We had enough to maintain ourselves, but not enough to maintain our civilization, all other things, because it takes energy for everything. So we went and got in a stripped down model. The devils. They didn't need as much energy. So they could rule during this period of time. That's what it's talking about. Make rule the earth. But that, you got to be careful with that one, because that's talking specifically about the Adam of the last 500 years. You're not talking about the Adam of 6,000 years, right? He's his descendant, but it's specifically talking about the one the last 500 years. Same thing in Genesis, right? So they would rule for 6,000 years because they didn't suffer. And energy deprivation got worse and worse and worse, right? Worse and worse and worse. Until it got to the Holocaust, which lasted about 500 years. And then the energy deprivation will start, right, diminishing. So we start getting more and more energy instead of getting less energy, start getting more. But we have to climb back out of it. So it takes 6,000 years to climb back out to where we was before. See, no one's ever told you that. That means the devil will still be ruling for another 6,000 years. But we already dealt 6,000 years of ruling. We said, nah, that's not going to happen. So we made a few adjustments of our own, right? See? So that's the whole story about Master Muhammad, right? He was made that way, like Elijah Muhammad taught, right? Our body had to be repaired. He was, right? He got a Lamborghini engine, but he got a Volkswagen Beetle body. So he got the powerful Lamborghini, but just got a Volkswagen body. So that means he don't need that much maintenance. He don't need that much energy, and he can still get around. And he maybe look like a Volkswagen, but man, damn! But look at that. When he starts shifting gears, and man, that thing take off. Damn, man, that's a powerful Volkswagen. That's a powerful Volkswagen Beetle. Man, it acts like it's a Lamborghini, but it looks like a Volkswagen Beetle. See, and the same thing with Shia. That's why they'll look white. That's why that's his army. He's their 12th Imam. And so they, right, wouldn't be as, see, they got discipline. The devils, that's the problem. Devils, in order to maintain that rule, they would have to have discipline. They don't have any natural discipline, so they keep sending prophets to them to prop them up. I know, follow this law, and beat them. Follow this law. And so they can turn that energy they actually have into power. See, that's why the prophets was constantly sent to them. You understand? See, but our hybrid, and they call them Nephilim. I think they call them that in the scripture. I'm not pronouncing it right now. I should perhaps look it up. But that does Nephilim. Those are ones that's original, but they look, they was the sons of God, went to the daughters of men, and they produced these hybrid, and they call them giants, Nephilim, I think they say it, how you say it. But that's what Master Muhammad is. He's hidden in the Shia, all up, right? The Nephilim, or I can't, I shouldn't do that, but says I should have went and checked the right pronunciation. So just bear with me on that one, because I'm pretty sure I'm saying it wrong. But I could be saying it right, but that's not. But if I don't know, that means it's still wrong, ain't it? Even if I'm saying it right. You see? But anyway, that's what when the Bible's talking about. That's what we're talking about. Call them giants because they was more powerful than the gods themselves for that period of time. Because they didn't have to suffer energy deprivation. They weren't suffering it. And I told you, well, I'm going to get this in a minute. I'm going to get ready to jump the gun here. So the thing is that, remember, Noah built the ark. So Suleiman, he says, okay, he made this sign. He said, oh, no, we ain't going to have the devil's rule no more. We're going to get rid of them. And we're going to have a substitute, right? That's the Nephilim, or, you know, that's, you know, we have a God, this special God prepared. That's why I said Master Muhammad is referred to as a made God. But made for this purpose. And so is Shia. And so they would be able to rule in Adam's stead after they get rid of Adam. And so we'd have a righteous rule. It wouldn't be as beautiful as it would be once this energy deprivation is totally over. But it would be a beautiful kingdom. That'd be the basis of it. Be peace in it. It'd be joy and happiness, right? But still be, right? But it won't be in the hands of the Dr. Shabazz tribe because they don't have the power to rule it yet. See? But the Nephilim does. Because again, remember, we're still in the energy deprivation phase. 6,000 years in and 6,000 years back out. You ain't heard anybody talk about that, have you? See? Energy deprivation begins and it ends. It ends 6,000 years from now. Okay, let's get into something else. And Holocaust is at the worst part of it. At the real bottom, 1619 to 2019. It's Holocaust. It's the worst part of it. Okay, so I'm going to jump the gun here, but since I got quite a few things I'm going to say here, but I see it seems to be working okay, so. Okay, now, this is a whole phase that we're going through. This is a 12,000 year phase, energy deprivation phase. Well, that's see, energy deprivation, right? That's mathematics. So, and to provide the energy, you don't get enough energy and it relates to us. Now, you could say there's a period of extreme tension. You could say that. But how does that relate to us? No, energy deprivation is the math that governs, that drives this whole, because it speaks to the whole situation. It's the math that drives this whole 12,000 year period. It's math that's been driving this last 6,000 years, and it's the math that's going to continue to drive the next 6,000 years. Energy deprivation. There's extreme tension, but extreme tension doesn't say anything. It just says extreme tension. Energy deprivation finds exactly what the math. Remember how the math. You want how the math applies to us. That's what we're concerned about. And that's, you can say extreme tension, say energy deprivation, because that's what we suffer. See? We suffer, that's math applied to us. And so just cut to the chase before I go to other things, right? And if you understand that, and that is exactly the fact, then you have to say, so, why nobody talked about it before? It's not in the Quran. The Quran, closest Quran comes to it, it says, oh, the universe, we open and close it. I mean, heaven open and close it. That's a close thing. Come to it, and then you have to, I mean, you can look at things here. Open and close, how does that reflect? What does that mean to us? And then you have to go put the piece together. Was energy and, no, it's not there. It's just the mechanism that drives energy deprivation is in the Quran, that heaven open and close. That's it. But to make sense of that, I mean, what would you? What does that mean? What does that mean to us? It doesn't have, no, that's not what it doesn't say. Neither does the sealed Bible. And Elijah never mentioned it. It's not in the lessons. But that's the reality. That's the mathematical reality. No one's talking about it. You never heard it before. The first time I heard anything like that was from me. You never heard anything even close to that. But yet still, that is the reality. That's the mathematical reality of time. So how come nobody talk about it? I mean, it's like, it's daylight and nobody recognizes daylight. Or it's summer, nobody recognizes. I mean, it's summer. Don't you see it's summer? What drives summer? You see? And we understand it. If you understand the profoundness of it, that is the math that's right. That's the drives this whole reality for 6,000 years and for the next 6,000 years. That's what an arc is like it is. Energy deprivation, that's the driving force. That's the mathematics of this reality. Yet, you don't find it. Anybody talk about it? Elijah never talked about it. The closest Elijah ever came to it, he says, "What urged an unrighteous orbit." What does that mean? They talk about Yakub was playing with two pieces of metal and magnet. See, these are side issues. There's attempts to explain certain things, but doesn't explain why we went through what we went through and all that kind of stuff. Because what? Because Yakub jumped up and decided to make a devil that put us in this situation? No, well, of course not. Why we? Because it turned right back around and tells us that we got to grab the devils up and put them in here. If that was the case, we just kill them all at that point. If you know what they're going to do. I don't think anybody really understands this, brothers and sisters, but I'm driving the math home, so either you keep it up or you don't. Energy deprivation is the math, the science that drives this whole reality, has been driving this reality for the last 6,000 years, and will continue to drive for the next 6,000 years. Because then energy deprivation is over, and we won't be talking about it anymore. For the next 72, 144 trillion years, because it'd be 144 trillion years before we back here again. 72 in, 72 back. So nobody's going to talk energy deprivation anymore. You see? So that's why I asked the question, why do they talk? Because that shows you they all know what they're talking about. That shows the Quran is not the book for the season. I mean, if you understand energy deprivation, because energy deprivation explains everything that's going on. I've been giving you all kinds of information, and every time you look at it, energy deprivation explains all that's going on. It explains why we in the situation we are. It explains about the fall I was telling you about. It explains why the devils came into existence. It explains why Adam was put in control, right? It explains why we went to the Holocaust. And how we coming back out of it. It explains all of it. Once you understand, it's all based on energy deprivation. It explains it all. But without that, oh, well, Satan came and did. Well, who made Satan? I mean, they say stuff and you have to take it faith because you don't know what the hell they're talking about. You can't explain none of these things happening without energy deprivation. How do we get in a situation? Where the devils come from? Where demons come from? You didn't know about demons. Energy deprivation is driving math for this reality and will continue to be for the next 6,000 years. I'm not saying the energy is going to be for the next 6,000 years because the energy deprivation, it just takes up to the point where, right, where the devils are going. Where the devils are not really going, are they? They are service now for the next 6,000 years. See? But they've always been the rulers, but now they are servants. And they put themselves in that position because they'll own themselves because everything, they're the product of stolen material, stolen goods, stolen energy. So they belong to who they stole the energy from. I mean, it's so beautiful when you think about it, bro. That's why we can do anything we want to do with them. There's no consequence because there's no consequence to do whatever you want to do with your own property. And they are property. See? They try to make us their property. But they made it by law and everything, but they get consequence because we wasn't really their property. So they had to say consequence, but they are our property because They're the results of everything they stole. And so they got to pay back, and that's the form they're in. That's why it says they'll be our servants. They'll be taking captain all the lands. Otherwise, just say we would be all wiped out. Why are they taking captain all the lands? Why is no consequence to that? Don't mention any consequence to that. It's to be forever and territorial. So that means if they're going to be captives internally ever, that means there's no consequence to them, because otherwise, if there was a consequence to doing that, sooner or later they would break out, wouldn't they? They would come get the power and break out, because consequence, like damming up consequence again. I don't know if I'm saying too much, brothers and sisters. Right? But I want you to understand that. So that's why, yeah, so that's why, oh, oh is it, a master black, is it master black man? This is fundamental. Is it, no. Well, I thought you told me we supposed to be following Elijah Muhammad. Is Farrakhan talking about? No. He never mentioned anything close to it. He don't even know. On the Quran. It's in there. Oh. They never heard of this. They got all kinds of crazy reasons why things are as they are. But they have no mathematical, logical reason why things are as they are. And this gives it to you. It explains it all. It's the mathematics that drives it. I'm saying you have to use the mathematics that apply to your time. So it's the mathematics that applies time. It explains all why everything happened like it happened. And look at all the wisdom, because it ties you into how the universe works. Everything. Just that right there is so much wisdom and knowledge right in just that understanding there. Let's move on, brothers and sisters. A lot more I can say, but again, I want to keep these short. I don't want to spend an hour and a half and then they mess around and corrupt the mind. Even though I do keep it back up. National security alert. National security threat. So that's one of the main things I'm going to talk about. National security threat. What's going on here? Okay. Let's look at this, brothers and sisters. National security threat. Let's look at this. Now read this. Read this carefully. Tell me what you think this is. There rose a new king over Egypt, who knew not Joseph. Now, you want to say, oh, you talking about that having power, whatever. But look at this. He said unto his people, behold, the people of the children of Israel. Now, we just true seed Abraham. So just accept that for a minute. I know it's hard, because you've been told we ain't nothing. Right? And you want to be just like the devils, because I gotta tell you, we should be more like them, don't he? You got more Negro bust around with dogs I've seen in my life. When I was growing up, I didn't know anyone in the neighborhood, anywhere in Newark. Only dogs you ever saw was stray dogs. You ain't see nobody walking no goddamn dog. You know, some neighbor gave me a dog. I don't know where it came from, because I don't know. Right? And that damn near killed me, because I'm allergic to it. That's the only dog I remember seeing. No, I had a second dog, because I remember there was a stray dog when we moved on Waverly Avenue, and somehow somebody gave it to me or something, and the dog got run over by a car. Right now I was into that, but you didn't see that. And now every Negro body got a dog, 2 and 3 dogs. What are they doing? They stealing food from Burger King, because that's where they're working at. Man, it's pathetic. But most of them are demons. That's why demons are such a threat. See, because they put them in front of us all the time as role models. And we think that's where we should be. Because look how people are acting. You know why they're acting? A lot of them acting like that. I told you, the force that's applied to them. But where's this force coming from? It's come from the media. It's come from Hollywood. It's come from these TVs. Because just like a child. A child, where did you learn language from? A child goes to English, he could be a Mexican child. Right? Hispanic, if you will, right? He grows up in Oregon and redneck neighbor house, right? You think he gonna grow up to learn to speak Spanish? No, he gonna learn to speak redneck because that's all he hear. Even though he may be Hispanic, he gonna he only gonna learn what he hear and what he see. So he be talking redneck. And the child, that's how they learn. They learn how to deal with the father, but how the mother deals with the father. If she's disrespectful and uncooperative, she's teaching the children to do that. And then when they grow up, act like this, she can't. Well, same thing. Him. She watched how he relates to the mother. That's how they learning. That's my raising. Right? See? And so that same thing, because our people don't know how to act. What reference points do we have? What reference points do we have? Remember, for 64 years, they wiped our slate clean. They wiped our minds clean. Total mind wipe. Total mind wipe. And then it uploaded their mind into us. Not their mind, a Negro butt mind, a specialized mind that was limited to just exactly what they wanted you to have knowledge. Very little, no add, subtraction, no mathematics, no history, none of that. Just mess master, no master. What you want me to do, master? Did I pick enough cotton, master? That was your mind. You had no idea about East and West. You didn't know what East and West was. You even know you was on the planet. You saw it like, but you saw something in life, but you know the sun, you know the moon, you know nothing. You understand? You know nothing. Unless they told you, hey, that's the moon, and the moon comes out, and you saw it, but you didn't know what it was. They could tell you, Master he was doing that. You knew nothing. They wiped clean, totally clean. Like I said, brainwash. It was worse than that. So then when they start giving you information, they give you this, and so therefore you think you need words and concepts to think, and you had none. That means you could not think if you wanted to. You need words to think. Try to think without any words. Try it. See how far you get. You need words to think. And so they gave you about 5 or 10 words. So how could you think? Right? They didn't tell you that thing on the side called the sun. It wasn't that bad. What's that, master? What you worried about it for, boy? You just worried about that cotton. Here's the moon. Master, you want your ass whooped, boy? What you worried about that for? You picked that cotton. You don't know how bad it was, brothers and sisters. 64 years of total mind wipe. Then it came out first Negro butts. See? You know about shame, your language, nothing. You had nature, but you didn't understand your nature. You had nature, but you wasn't allowed to act on your nature, because if you act on your nature, they beat your ass. So there you was in total conflict. Total conflict. You couldn't act on nature, because if you're like a bird, you naturally want to fly. But when you go to fly, smack, then you don't use your wings anymore. Like chickens. You wonder how come chickens don't fly anymore? That's a good question, ain't it? So you fly by then you don't do it. So then you're a bird, you got wings, you can fly, but you don't. You're scared to do it. And you see what I'm saying? That's what he did. You don't understand what they did. Totally. That Willie Lynch thing, that was a little while to tell him how to take and keep you under that situation forever. By taking and using, instead of massive doing it to you, have your own parents do it to you. So it'd be repetitive. I mean, you want to be locked in forever. He said 1,000 years or whatever. 1,000 years in that, you'd never come out. You understand what I'm saying, bro? So he did that. Right? You're spitting to read, you couldn't think. They didn't have to tell you couldn't think. They didn't give you nothing to think with. Right? So when you watch these movies and stuff, these people weren't thinking. They was totally ignorant. And plus, on top of that, you was told you was an animal. How'd you know any different? See, apes are black, you black. See, so you one of them, you look like them. How would you know? So they had you totally, after 64 years, they had you totally locked down. to a lockdown. You were animal. No, you were literally animal. You were literally animal after 54 years. You were literally animal, literally. They fed you animal. It was troughs. You see, they try to clean it up. We show these stupid movies where you sit back in a rocking chair, and you got a fireplace, and you got chairs, and all that kind of stuff, right? Yeah, you believe if you want to. You get none of that, and I can prove it. When time to eat, it's like the pigs. They call it, and they put a trout there, and you had no fork, nothing like that. Just like the pigs ate. Just like the pigs ate. And you was eating pig. Chitlins. That should tell you everything you need right there. Because they call it chitlins now. Just take the C off the S there. That's exactly what it is, and that's what it was called it. They just try to clean it up. You got a little education, and you're still going for it. And Walmart still sells chitlins, so they wouldn't be selling if nobody wasn't buying it. Chitlins, exactly what it is. You understand, brothers and sisters? I don't know you don't understand. You're going to find in a minute. See? So you're totally white clean. And they was intending to keep you like that forever because because if you ever got knowledge and understand, you'd be a national security threat. Because what would anybody do what would you think they would do if we did that to them? If you had full knowledge of what they did to you, ain't no way in the world you'd be loving on them. Ain't no way in the world you'd be loving on them. You want vengeance because you don't understand what was done to you. Unless you're a demon. Okay, let's look at this. See? It says, he said unto the people, behold, the people of children of Israel are more mighty than we. See? Because even though they took your mind away, they wanted your body to be strong. Because they wanted to work from you. They said, man, these strong people. See? So let's deal wisely with them. In other words, you read the backstory, the way they understand. So in other words, read it backwards. Right? Instead of saying, I'm going to speak so smart that they ain't going to figure it out. Put it the other way around. I'm just going to speak, but they're so stupid they never figure it out. Because we make sure they don't know anything. You got to start understanding these things. That's how you put all scripts together, then you understand what they really try to say there. Because they say, because how would they speak? Have to speak wisely, deal wisely with us, unless we was wise. I just told you how ignorant we were. So they wouldn't have to speak wisely. They wouldn't have to say, let's deal wisely. Why would you have to deal wisely? You have to deal wisely with a dog. You have to do what they're saying here is that relative to us, they just talk normal, and that'd be wise. Gracious, we know a goddamn thing. You have to learn to read the backstory here, because if you take it like who's intelligent and everything else, then everything I just said didn't happen. Then we have to speak on a very high level. We wouldn't figure it out, but we don't know nothing. They speak on a normal level. It's like you can tell a dog, I'm gonna put your ass down. I'm gonna take you to the pond, take you to the pound, and get you and kill your ass. Right? And the dog just licking. But I can tell him that he don't know what you're talking about. But from his point of view, you're dealing wisely, ain't you? But he had no idea what you're talking about. And all you just talk a straight language. You're gonna get these sooner or later, brothers and sisters. Let's deal wise with them. At least they multiply and come to pass. Right? That when a war comes out, they join to our enemies and fight against us and go and get out of the land. Now, we'll put that together. Why would they go out of the land? Because they got a vision. Why would they leave the land? They don't have no vision. If this is the only place they got to go, why would they leave? Why would you leave here if you ain't got no place to go? That means they got a place to go. See? And they're getting going vengeance on the way out. They'll get vengeance on the way out. That's the whole story right there. Do it double to them as they've done to you. And then you're going to go back home to your, that's the Abrahamic covenant. I'm going to judge them. You're going to kick their ass. And then you're going home. That's exactly what they was afraid of. Because they know that applies to you. Let's deal wise to them, lest they multiply and come to pass that when the war breaks out, what war was happening right now. And they joined our enemies See? And fight against us. That's the tribulation. You're going to be fighting against them on your way out the land. Right there. That's they're afraid of. So if they're afraid of that, right, they're planning to do something about it. And then they show you other things later on, right? That all the things they was planning to build up to that abortion, get rid of it. They destroy your seed. They tell you, destroy. How you destroy a nation? Destroy the seed of the nation. If you destroy the seed of the nation, you destroy the nation. So they tell you destruction. Let's destroy them. Let's kill all the male child babies. All the males. You don't put it together. So this way was planning before the war happens. In anticipation of the war. So what you think they would do once the war happened? Grace says, this is what they would do. So let's start planning now before that happens. And that's what's going on now. Abortion, all these kind of things. And putting you throwing in the river. I explained that. I'm not going to all the detail right here. But I'm trying to get you to understand what's going on here. They telling you what? That you're a national security threat. Ain't that what they're saying here? 100%. You're a national security threat. You as a people are a national security threat to America. And when they see a war breaks out, they know that you're going to attack. So they got to attack you first. If you know people want to attack, when you attack them first, do I have to spell this stuff out to you, brothers and sisters? Ain't that exactly what's saying here? You got to start reading the backstory, putting add 2 plus 2. It's not 22. If you know they're going to, a war breaks out and they're going to fight against you, what you do when you take them out first? Preemptive, they call it. And that's exactly what's about to happen here. Because of what's going on, and when the full war is phase 2, they're going to try to wipe you out. Because that's what they fear, that you're going to get revenge on them. It's right there. I tell you, all these scriptures say the same thing. It's just getting more detail, more perspective. And I just showed you right here. This is saying everything I've been saying is right in there. Right in there. Yeah, so what would they do if this is happening? It says they fear. Right? And you as a people, as a nation, that means you're national, as a nation, you're national security. They say 1, 2 people. They said, the children of Israel, you're a national security threat. And they're going to wipe you out. In fact, they work their plans right now to wipe you out before it happens. And if it happens, then they're going to wipe you out as soon as it happens, because they know you're going to attack them. And then you're going to go home to the promised land with fire. God said, we ain't going nowhere. See? It's right there, brother and sister. I hope you get it. Late bloomers, maybe they get it in a minute. Maybe they be fireballs in a minute. We'll see. And then, and this we're talking about our females, right? They tried to get the females going along with it. The females said, no. The females saved our nation. So get the goddamn out of my face with your bullshit. These females saved our nation. It says it right there. If you want to fight, mess with these sisters. You want to fight with me, mess with these sisters. It tells you right there they saved the nation. So you wouldn't be a nation woman. So now you're going to tell these second-class citizens you're a degree above them and all this bullshit? Is that what you're going to tell me? It says they saved the nation at their own risk. They defied Pharaoh at their own peril to save the nation. But the word midwives, they feared God. The hell with y'all devils. That's how powerful. That's how. You talking about strength? They said, I don't care about it. We was under Holocaust. These people had us down to nothing. And these sisters said, F you, man. I don't care what you're doing. I fear God. So you bring it on. Rape me, beat me, torture me. I fear God. Hell with you. I'm going to save my nation. I'm going to stand for my people. I'm going to stand for my people. When you was being raped and beat and everything else, and she was defying them and said, "No, I'm on God's side. I'm on faith, on faith." She did on faith, not knowledge, just faith. What kind of faith was that? Because she loved you. That's she saying, "I love my man. I'm gonna stand up for him. They can't stand up and say, I'm gonna be the man now." I know they mean well. And I know once they get on their feet, they're gonna kick your ass. That's what she's saying. So you go ahead, do your thing. I'm not gonna kill my male babies. You tell her, she loves you. I'm not killing my male babies. The hell with you. Because I know one day they're gonna go up, they're gonna tear your ass up. And then they're gonna remember me, and they're gonna take care of me and restore my honor and everything. So I ain't worried about that. I fear God, I fear you. And you're not gonna let me destroy my nation, destroy my men. Yeah, they down out now, right? But I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna let you use me to destroy my nation. That's what sister did. You wouldn't be around if it wasn't for them. We wouldn't have a nation if it wasn't for them. Yeah. So I don't want to hear your bullshit. And you definitely want to come into judgment with that bullshit. Go, ooh, you don't. See, he might not. See, therefore God dealt with the midwives, and see, God dealt with the midwives. See, he gave him he gave him a form of protection, whatever that was, right? And people multiplied and waxed and kept going, right? See, in other words, they was trying to produce the hybrid of demons, but because of her, we still multiply. They was trying to stop us from multiplying. Remember, they didn't want us to multiply. So they were going to replace with demons, and she didn't go along with that either. See? She didn't go along with that either. Okay? So yeah, they raped and everything else, but every chance she got, she came to you and said, "Hey, bro, I want you to call your brother, whatever. Sitting around, man. Plant that seed. Plant that seed. Quick. Because we're going to get these MFs. We're going to visit the sons, and when they grow up, and they look at you now, boy, they'd be sick. They look at our males, they say, oh, are you serious? They'll be sick, but you're going to come around. You're going to make them proud. But our great-grandmother and everything else, they depended on you. See, because they believed in you. No. Say, hey, Master, look here, plant that seed fast. He ain't gonna know. That's how it had to happen, brothers and sisters. All this stuff here, I'm not just saying stuff, brothers and sisters. I'm reading to you what's there. Okay. Let's talk about this, and I think I'm gonna close out, brothers and sisters, because so far I'm looking now. Things are holding up so far, right? Now I explained to you about this. The energy observation is driving this whole thing. And the master. Now no one's ever talked to you about it before. You never even heard that concept before. But all these people that claim they were Elijah, they should. I mean, if that's the fundamental, they should have some knowledge or something of it. They don't have no idea, because a lot of them. You remember that? I have to apologize, but I just can't ever remember the name of that government program, whatever. I can't. Boy, I got a minute. I need to just write it down somewhere. Anyway, right? It says that the government was set up divisive divisions. What's what I would use? Divisive organizations to keep us confused and everything else. And then it blacked out the names of the people. That means they exist. Read the backstory. If they blocked out the names, that means they exist. They don't want you to know who they are. Right? And their whole purpose is to keep you divided and confused about teaching everything else. So you look around and say, who's doing that kind of stuff? It's got to be people that claim they have some connection with Elijah. because that's what this whole thing was about. So you got Ben X out there, you got Silas. It's more than one. So it's all of them, because that's what they're doing. Somebody never made Elijah anywhere near it. But now they're all, man, Eric, Ben X, Melchizedek, so-called Son of Man, all this stuff, right? And we're going to deal with them very harshly. And I can't think of a word that's, you can say destroy, but destruction for them is too easy. It got a little worse than that. I'll leave it there. But to avoid injury deprivation, you sacrifice for them. So what we're saying is that, like I said, that's what the devil's in existence, because there was a stripped down version. But remember, all the scientists had different ideas about how to deal with energy deprivation. Dr. Shabbat says, no, we're going to deal it head on. All the science had different ways. So look, remember Dr. Yakub, those are the black folks. They said, no, we're going to go it this way. They were volunteers. He didn't go and just make them do that. They were volunteers. They were volunteers. He said, if you come and work with me, I'll make you rulers in the world. That's what the lessons say. So those are original people that allowed themselves to be stripped down, all accessories and everything. Right? So now they could be rulers. Remember, that's where devils came from. That was a tribe of people that said, okay, we're going to strip down all the way. So now we'd be rulers. We want to suffer energy deprivation. That's why I said they have a form of godliness, but denying the substance thereof. That means they have a form of us, but they have no substance, no morality, right? No conscience, right? No shame, none of it. It reminds me, when they claimed it was in Africa, they say, oh, y'all run around naked, y'all savages, right? And they, oh man, see, now they run around more naked than anything you ever seen in Africa. I mean, I saw a woman over by the pool the other day and all she had was like a little string. So I got a string here somewhere. All she had was a string. Oh yeah, okay, here's one right here. A string like this. Up the crack of her butt. If you see it. String like the crack of her butt. What you had? Her big ass just devil. Heard a bunch of going to the pool. Yeah, but we were savages. See, when our women was never that like that, even and the ones that showed, that's another story, brothers and sisters. I need to speak to that for a minute and I brought it up. You know Appalachia. Now they're ashamed of Appalachia, right? So what happened is, say for instance, you got a camera crew. When they go to Appalachia, that's America. That's the way America looks. Everybody say, that's America. What they did was, they didn't go into the cities and show the blacks in the cities, how they was covered. The women beautiful and decked out beautifully nice and everything. And the men was intelligent. He had Timbuktu was the most educated university in the world at the time. They didn't show you that. They didn't show you that. They went to the jungles where the wild people, the people that was uneducated, and said, that's Africa. Because I remember Valentine, like my kids were small, this was about 20, 30 years ago, right? I don't know, they actually did a African Kings, and they went out and had some historian went in, and they showed like Timbuktu and all the cities where blacks was back there before, started bringing people over here, and how to educate, and they showed them, checked out. And it was I think it was Valentine Beer that did it, and had all these big pictures. I got it, man. I put them all over the place. I don't know what happened to those pictures, because that was really Africa. The Africa they show you wasn't Africa. It was like the people living in the jungles, like the poor people living out in the jungles. That wasn't. That they show you. They didn't show you the cities. We had cities all over Africa. There's actually a thing called a show called Africans. on. Yes. Yes. Oh. Oh boy. What's calls again? It sees over Africa, Islamic Muslim cities, Islamic cities. They don't show you that. They show the people that live in the jungle. They say, "Oh, that was Africa. That was not Africa." See, that was the people living in the suburbs, so to speak, right? If you want to do it that way. And that's what they come and tell you. So we was running out bones on our nose. It was no. See, that's what I tell you. And you buying it. Remember I said how they limit the information you got? See, that's what it's doing. See, so anyway, I was saying about they walk around naked now. Oh, but not that's virtue. See, when they claim we was doing it, oh man, they savages. Well, they walk around totally naked now. I mean, I went to see a client out in the suburbs. I mean, you go out in the suburbs, they got a whole because the white folks moved out there, man. They got a whole different world out there, right? And I went to with this client. I was going out, and this woman should come right out the house in the parking lot, and all she had was a little string up her ass, and hardly anything covering the front, and a little string pretty long, and she was running out the house and running into a car. Dude was naked. But see, it's a virtue when they do it. See, who's naked now? And they are naked. See, anyway. So remember, the people that was that tribe that says we're gonna do it that way. We're gonna strip it down. That was the original tribe that's their choice. Then we told there was another choice that went to Mars. They said we got to plant all together. That's how they wanted to enter the energy deprivation. See? And then we got another tribe says, okay, they came over here. Okay, we could escape them for 6,000, 5,500 years. Because remember, they was immune to dealing with the devils for 5,500 years until 500 years ago. And then it was disaster. And then the Arabs, that tribe, right? They took them become white. Everybody had an idea how to deal with it, except us. We said, no, we're gonna stay. We're gonna stay our form, total form. We're not gonna get rid of accessories, but to do that, if we do that, we're gonna suffer energy deprivation full force, full throttle, all of it, every bit of it. See, everybody was trying to escape, trying to figure out how to not to suffer energy deprivation. Everybody had a plan. You see? Okay. So I talk about that, right? So you can keep stripping down, like I said, if a Lamborghini can strip down till you end up with a motorbike. It still gets you where you're going, but it ain't a Lamborghini anymore. See? Understand that, what I just told you about the national security alert, right? The Arabs came white, and then for this 6,000 year return, right? We had made God that would not suffer energy deprivation so he could rule. That's Master Muhammad. That's why, right? He's original. He got a Lamborghini engine, but he got a Volkswagen body. So he would require that much energy, so he could do the function of a God. He can carry on the function of a God, because the God, right? The Shabbat is the original God. He didn't have enough energy to carry on the function of a God. To be not sleep and all that kind of stuff, right? He didn't have enough energy to do that. So he would be like, he'd be like a priest to look over everything, but Master Muhammad had the power to rule. And he have the ones like him, they'll be his, because he said with they would be his goal, his iron rod, that he would rule the nation with. So he would rule the nation with them, and they would be the ones ruling the nation. I call them the Nephilim. I can't say it. They rule because they're not suffering energy deprivation. They're suffering to some extent, but not as much as everybody else. They have enough energy to rule, plus the discipline of being original. So we only try to resist the change. So we suffered hard costs. Right? Okay, and like the Orientals, their aspect of the Europeans, right? That was grafted out because they was the finished product. But their DNA it went so far. You got to the devils, but if you went a step further, they start corrupting the DNA. So that's the Orientals. See, so then you start having Down syndrome children, which they all look Oriental, don't they? They all look like, that's why I used to call them Mongoloids. They all look Oriental. Everyone, I don't care what color they are, they all look the same way, like Mongols, Orientals. You see? And so because they got that corrupted gene, they went too far. The devils, but then you went a step further, they corrupted gene. That's why it's not even included in Ark. Because they got that corrupted gene. So in other words, if you mate with them, right, I don't care if you're black, green, or whatever, you're probably gonna have children that's had that problem. And if you keep on after a while, the whole nation be like that. And those things can be reversed. Everybody has those ideas. But we want to maintain our integrity of our form, of our nature. We don't want to give our nature. We want to give our form. In order to do that, we had to go to the Holocaust. We had to suffer everything to hold on to that. See? Like if one person has extreme tension, well, that extreme tension does apply, but it doesn't get the full form, context of what's going on there. Because when you have extreme tension, how you release tension? Let the piece break off, then you relax. Let the piece break off, then relax. So you keep getting up piece of yourself, and then you relax again. Right? But if you're going to hold on, you say you're going to, and you don't give up anything, then you're going to be under extreme tension the whole time. And we said we ain't get up a damn thing. We're going to hold on. Because we come out of this, we're going to come out gods. We're going to be the rulers. We ain't get up anything. And so what I'm saying here, and eventually, so the only tribe to merge out of innovation is the tribe of the Holocaust. We're the only ones, we fully intact. And then we even better because the pressure transformed us from coal into diamonds, right? And we are told that Masfar Muhammad's tribe of Shia will only rule for the next 6,000 years. Elijah Muhammad said it so. He says, eventually, the God who will return back to the tribe of Shabazz. Elijah Muhammad even said that, right? Now, like the apes, for instance. Again, now Elijah Muhammad, the way he said it, but it still comes out the same thing. He says they were humans. Right? And it said what the devils did, they tried to reverse the process. When they realize what happened, what Jacob had done to them, they tried to reverse the process, try to come back to the original again, put the accessories back in. You got to turn it, revert, those accessories, turn it, and they had, like Elijah Muhammad said, they had nothing to work with. That's exactly right. They had nothing to work with because it was all gone. All accessories gone. They tried to create some accessories. So that's where the guerrillas, because people were totally, all accessories, everything gone. Even electronics, gone. All they got is just a car and an engine and no electronics, no music, nothing, no electronics. That's his brothers and sisters. I mean, I'm not just joking. That's what it is. See, they teach evolution. They try to explain all this stuff. No. Because it tells you they were devils. They tell you the apes. That's what at least Elijah Muhammad's version was. They came out of Europe. There was devils, and devils trying to reverse the process and end up with apes. But I'm telling you exactly what happened. They stripped down past the Oriental version all the way down, right? Until it totally corrupted DNA, and they suffer energy deprivation, but their total structure is gone, and they can't reverse it. Everything is gone. Brain, I mean, they still got a brain, but they suffer energy deprivation. Right? And devils, they ain't suffer it. They suffered death from lack of discipline. But when they showed discipline, they ain't suffer it. Look, they was partying during the Holocaust. They was partying. They was partying more than anybody else on the planet. They was partying, powerful. They were something, and everybody was some intervention at some point. We was something the worst. Right? So their idea is, remember, you're a national security threat. So the idea is, right? They produced the demons. That's stripped down version. It's a hidden, like it's called hidden enemy, but a stripped down version because they devils just a black skin. In other words, you strip all the accessories off, right? But you just paint it back the same color. So now you got a stripped down version, but it's the same color as the original. See? That's what it is. They strip the devil, stripped down. But again, so now they're trying to fool you. And what they're trying to do right now is, remember, they're trying to destroy your nation, destroy your seed before the war breaks out and all this stuff happens. So what they've been doing, they're trying to find all kinds of ways because they can't do that. Remember, when the war breaks out, they said, well, the church got to get rid of you. But their plan to get rid of you, to wipe you out before that, and they had all kinds of plans. Abortion was one of them, right? Elijah Muhammad said, no, race mix, that's another one, right? Because you got demons mixed up amongst us. If you marry a demon, how do you know you married a demon? Until you mess around, you find later on. Your children all messed up, you men, all that kind of stuff. Because all this is, and to get you break down your seed, break down your DNA. Because one plan is to get rid of you. Remember, the system would allow it to happen. The system prevented that one, is to produce all demons. All hybrid. Because if they was able to do that, then they were going to hereafter. Because the best that God had to work with would be demons, devils. Because that's what the demons were. So they would inherit the kingdom. Ain't nobody else. They would inherit the kingdom. If they could take and wipe all, and they could say, well, we the original. It didn't matter what God said or not, he got nothing to work with. See? You understand, brothers and sisters? So the whole thing is that was one of the things sisters prevented that. We still got demons all over the place. And their job is to take and Farrakhan, he's the chief demon, keep you from even knowing who you are. So that would never happen when the war breaks out, because before you could take revenge, all that stuff, you'd have to know what it is you take revenge for. They don't know we happy family. Everything was great. You know, we didn't enslave us. You brought us over, civilized us. Oh, say, can you see the stars shining bright? All this bullshit. Now, that person is saying that either a demon or a total fool. Because anybody that got knowledge of what happens, ain't no way in the world they would say that song, ain't no way, unless they had a gun to their head. And these people was happy to sing it. I mean, it was like, that's why women's having get too gross here, bro, but sexual experience, but like that, the way she was going on. You understand? So that's top secret. They destroy this seed any way they can. One, like I said, one was straight out, just boy, all the male. But they ain't talking about just killing male children. They were saying that. They was trying to point at you because they wanted to get rid of women too. But the point they're trying to point to you is that because when they saw in the sea, in the river, that's the whole nother talking about a war. But I'm saying that the point they're trying to make is that if you destroy the male, you destroy the seed, you destroy the nation. If they was able to successfully destroying the male children, that means they destroyed the nation. And then when the God showed up, all he has is a bunch of demons. But our seed been destroyed. And he said, well, we the original people. Whether God buys it or not, he ain't got nothing else to work with. See? That was one. See? And the other thing is the demons. They're all around us. Corrupting our seed. Now they got to mix with Orientals. Putting that damaged seed, mixing into ours. All these different things they're doing. Then COVID, that was an attack against your DNA. All these things destroy the corrupted. Because if they can take it and reduce our DNA or corrupt it enough, right? Because remember, our superior DNA, right? Because after war, remember, we get more energy, we got discipline, is what gives us power over them. Remember, it's a power equation. Who has the most power? Right now, our power is increasing. They're decreasing primarily because their discipline is decreasing, and we're not sending them any more messages of progress anymore. Their discipline, because see, discipline is failing like that. I mean, homosexuality reigning all over the place, and transgenderism, and they can't just tell between a woman and a man anymore, and they got women doing the man for. I mean, the disciplines are going crazy. See, so that's part of losing power too. We're not going to send anybody, measure or whatever, send them anymore to boost their energy up, to boost their discipline up anymore. See? But our power, right, is increasing, at least because of angel, because of Suleiman, right? Slowly but surely. Remember, taking quantum, right? Quantum. Take your time. Build that tree. But discipline is starting and says it's going to come. Once that war breaks out, the discipline's going to turn on like that. Because I keep telling people, the discipline is the 5 pillars. They're going to come, they say they're going to come run to Suleiman. You're going to get their mind back, the 5 pillars. But, see what I'm saying? But they don't want you to ever get that. That's why they're trying to keep you getting that vision. Trying to prevent you from getting that vision. Because first you have to have a vision, and then you follow the vision. The vision of the homeland, the vision of being great again, the vision of this seed of Abraham. And then you embrace the discipline that's part of your nature. It is your nature. The 5 pillars is your nature. It's a discipline aspect of your nature. It is the discipline aspect. What kind of discipline are you talking about? Discipline, like I'm getting up early in the morning. That's the discipline aspect of your nature, the 5 pillars. And once you apply them, discipline times energy equals power. And they don't want you to ever get that. And you have to have knowledge. People are lost for not lack of faith, but lack of knowledge. Once you have knowledge, then you start applying that. And once you apply it, you're invincible. And they want to prevent you from doing that. And so they're going to attack you immediately once the war breaks out. Because that's what their fear was. At least the war breaks out. See? Let me look at it again, brother. I want you to understand that. See? If you're not reading this right, behold, the people, these are more mighty than we. Come, let's deal wisely, at least they multiply. And come to pass that when a war breaks out, why would they join enemies? They have to have knowledge. They have to have knowledge, right? That you're the enemy. Remember, if they join, they have the knowledge. First come out that you devils and you're the enemy. Farrakhan said, no. He claims, oh, they're the enemy. But that's not what he means, because they ain't. In other words, they come to the realization that you, their real enemy, and you're the devils. Because otherwise, why would they join your enemies if they didn't realize you was the enemy? Because you want them to fight on your side. They said no. They realize you the enemy. Read the backstory. Realize you the enemy. And then they fight you. See? Remember, that's what happens when the war breaks out. And the war is about to break out. So this plan's already in action. Because they can't let you, right, get that knowledge to join with the enemy. Because if you do, you're going to fight them. And then you're going home. You'll leave the country. Isn't that exactly what I've been telling you? It's just a different flavor. Exactly what's happening. Exactly. And that's what we are right now. That means when that war breaks out and they go south, they're going to attack you. They have no choice. What else would they do? Because they know that you're going to attack them. So when that war breaks out, right, all of a sudden, false Israel is about to go down because false Israel is set up to keep you from getting that knowledge. So now, because if false Israel goes down, that means that's open your eyes right there. The knowledge start coming in. The light start coming in. Oh, they're not true Israel because they've been drumming that in your mind, and black folks been buying it that they're the true seed of Abraham. You can hear that damn Condoleezza Rice, damn demon. Oh man, we got to help Israel no matter what. And them damn Palestinians. See, they've been drumming your mind that they're true seed, and you got black folks. Oh man, we got to stand for Israel. Oh, we got to help them. And then when you find, but remember, it's all based on only way they can be Israel, they cannot be destroyed. And once you see them and about to be destroyed, and Jesus ain't come back to help them, then their eyes open up and say, oh, they ain't. That we must be. And if we must be, then we come together. We come together, and they've been destroying us. Jesus, Abraham, say the knowledge come back to you again. That means they are real enemies. Because they've been lying to us, they've been destroying us, and plus they've been destroying image. I mentioned that earlier. I said, why are people acting like that? Who's causing it? Just look at the media. Look at Chris Rock. They make people look at, remember, these, you think this in your household? These movies that go all over the world. And every time you look at it, they say, look at them dumb, look at them. Look how stupid they are. Because we pictures hoes and pimps and dummies and dope dealers in every kind of bad context you can imagine. And it's going all over the world. That's why they don't have nothing to do with your ass. You go to China, they ran you out of China. They actually, and then McDonald's had signs, so no black folks allowed. They actually had this in China. And now in Great Britain, they actually got race riots. They're killing black folks right now. I told you that's what happened, but I said I haven't had results of the war, but if they're going to get a little advance notice, that's all right. You understand? False Israel is doing that. They got your image all over the world as you're stupid, you're dumb, ignorant, and they got the demons portraying the parts. 50 Cent. What a clown. Ice Cube, ice water. Right? What's the hot cube and what's the other one? Ice Tea and Queen Latifah. They had us singing the Star Spangled Banner. She will be so hard, right? See? Oh. And all these so-called guys clowns out there, hey, Cyrus and all them, all down, they're down for America, ain't they? See, because that show they work for America. Like Farrakhan. I'm surprised he got the America. Well, I don't know what he. Yeah, but he said, if America's at war, we're going to defend America. Really? That means you can't have any knowledge of what happened. Why would you want to defend this place that did all your relatives? Listen, I'm going to close out with this, brothers and sisters. Now, tell me. First of all, I said something to somebody today. You got to be careful because they're going to come after you. I know they're going to come after me because they just get a family member, tell a family member, hey, man, we give you $1 million to set them up. How many family members wouldn't go along with that? They might feel a little guilty. They say, well, yeah, but I'm going to get that $1 million. But when he get out of jail, I give him a piece of it or something. But they'll take it. I don't know. I hardly know any that wouldn't. Right? But the thing is that you can't trust the people out there. You can't trust anybody, relatives, anybody. If they are now on board this message, if they weren't on board this message, you can't trust them. Because they out to make sure this never happens. Hope you understand, brothers and sisters. See? You understand? Because they're coming. I mean, they've already come at me in all kinds of ways you can think of. They're desperate. Said when they end, remember, fear is going to grab. When you under the fear that these people about to come on, they would do anything. If you're in pain, you do anything to relieve the pain. And fear is one of the most worst pains you can ever have. It's psychological pain, emotional pain of the highest order. The fear that they're going to suffer. As soon as the war started, it said their heart's going to be failing. Anticipation of the stuff come here. Their heart attacks. You understand, brothers and sisters? That's what's about to happen here, brothers and sisters. Okay? I think I'm going to close out here, brothers and sisters. But the point is, I was trying to say, right? Every commercial right now, black and white. Anything to weaken or destroy your seed, destroy it if possible. This before the war. Oh, we're a happy family now. It's a mixed couple all the time. They're in the bed together and everything else. Oh, we want a happy family. We don't want to talk about the past. That was the past, that's what they did and all that kind of stuff. So that's the only move they have short of getting rid of you is destroy your seed, compromise it. I use that as a better word. Compromise it. See, because if your seed is no more is not much better than theirs, right? Then you would never have that kind of power over them. So they would make it hereafter. You might be rulers, but they'd still be power. Instead of being a nation, they would make it hereafter. See. Because our seed is corrupted. And that's why one first thing we do is separate those demons out. Because they're part of the reason corrupting our seed. First thing I got to do is get rid of them. But you understand the purpose here? Let me go and then close out, bro. I don't know if I'm explaining it well enough. Top secret. See? Let me see. See, those have been trying to get our people to downgrade their seed, right, down to the level of theirs, if possible, after they have survived the Holocaust intact. Because we survived the Holocaust intact, right? Because of sisters. We got the demons, but demons, remember, I said the demons mostly in Mass South. They would come out as spies and all that kind of stuff, but mostly it was, see? So, and most times we could recognize them anyway. We knew who they were. We don't know now, but in the field we knew. To mix and survive, to mix our blood with theirs. This race mixing our blood with theirs. To reduce our mental ability. Reduce our mental ability. And they've been very good at that because our people don't know anything. They don't know history. All they know about MFL, Taylor Swift, Beyonce. But you're talking about some mathematics, they have no idea what you're talking about. And you got these people like Ben X talking about Islam. Well, if you can know some Islam, tell me about some mathematics, because didn't Elijah Muhammad say Islam is mathematics, Islam, but you don't know a goddamn thing about mathematics, do you? So you don't know a damn thing about Islam, do you? You don't know anything about mathematics. If they would be talking it. And every time they try to speak a little mathematics on Sunday, it sounds like shit. They don't know how they're talking about it. They contradict themselves before they even open their mouth. Every time they open their mouth, they contradict themselves. Right? Reduce our mental. So always keep them thinking. Always limit the information that comes in. And the information that does come in is corrupted. So you're walking around with a corrupted brain and don't know it. How could you know it? I tell people the dumbest thing you can do is take drugs. Because drugs corrupt your brain, don't it? So then if you want to get off the drugs, how are you going to get off the drugs? And your brain that you need to think is corrupted. The tool you need to figure out to get off drugs is all corrupted. So how you can't figure it out? You'll be messing with this. You understand? So there was all this here is to get you to remember how the apes, they're told to down version. They're probably trying to get you It's a fact. They recognize what happened, trying to get you to self-destruct. Self-destruct. Strip down, put your seed in the devil. Anywhere. Transgender. Get rid of your sex so you can't produce children. What they call them, drag queens, homosexuality. Anything they can to break you down. Because if they can break you down enough, right, then you won't have any power to rule them, because now your power is decreasing. So therefore they can survive, right, into the hereafter. See? Or to reduce our mental ability to replace us with demons. Remember, that was their first thing, to replace with demons altogether. Right? See? But sisters counteracted that. Or indirectly reduce our DNA by mixing with devils, unknowingly demons. Because see, that's the thing. I ain't gonna mess with no devils, but you got a demon in the wife and you don't even know it. You got a demon wife, don't even know it. Or you got a demon husband, don't even know it. See? But you won't deal with devils. See? I'm just trying to get you to understand how deep this goes, but this is top secret. This is government plans that they're actually instituting this stuff. If you mate with a demon, you are mating with a devil. If they can trick you into downgrading, they will eliminate you. Eliminate your seed. They say, remember, say, cut them off from being a nation. What do you mean by that? The name of Israel will be no more remembered. I'm trying to get you to see what their intent is. And this, remember, this intent is going on before the war. Because this is what they intend before the war. Because they said once the war comes, right, they know you're going to turn against them and fight. And so they're going to kill you right away. That's why I said they're going to attack you. Flee. When you see that war breaks out over there, and it's actually, when just real surrounded by armies about to be going down, flee, because they're going to kill you. They're going to try everything else. And now it's too late to guys finish off. Because they know if you come together, and that's when you will be coming together, because of Suleiman, because this gospel preaching all the world. So everybody's going to know it. They got to do it. I'm trying to get you to understand that, brothers and sisters. If they can trick you into downgrading, they will eliminate you. If they can trick us into downgrading, then they can survive to share the hereafter with us. All the DNA will be on the same level. If they can get the DNA down on the same level as theirs, let's do it ourselves. Look at our children out there. We think that's the devil's children? Oh man, transgender. You know how many black folks are doing that? Abortion. How many black folks doing that? Drag queens. The biggest drag queen is called, what's his name? RuPaul, something like this. Negro butt. And that's where Kamala, she went there, had a big old thing. All drag queens. Homosexuals. They're getting you into that. And then this COVID thing was directed at your DNA. You don't even know what just told not to, even Farrakhan told you not to do that. He has reasons. But the point is, it's far-reaching implications. Because it's affecting your DNA, and you pass your DNA to your children. So now you pass them defect DNA. So how you know what's going to happen a year from now, 2 years, 5, 10 years from now? Or is children come out all Down syndrome, or come out looking like monkeys or whatever? That's why I try to squash it. And right now, they don't know what the impact is, because the people that took that shot, they affected their DNA. Their DNA is corrupted. So it may be 2 or 3 generations before you see the effect of it. Hope you understand, but I'm going to leave it there, brothers and sisters. I don't know if I any inroads there or not. Okay, I'm not going to this, brothers and sisters. I was going, but I spent a lot of time doing, and got through it. Looks like, I don't know, I guess my voice, nobody's saying things. So I guess my voice was so held up. Okay, hope you got the point, brothers and sisters. I'm trying to show you the motivation of why they're doing what they're doing. And this guy right here, he's pretending to be your friend. So he's a ride on that white horse, the sixth seal. He's the serpent that told Eve, America, yeah, take him out. He's your enemy, not your friend. He's Esau. Or Lucifer, if you want to call him that. He's also called the devil, too. Someplace in the angel. Okay? He hates you. He wants you to destroy. He's a serpent that told Eve, no, go ahead and consume him, right? Eat the apple. Don't mess that tree. Don't consume, take it out of existence. He said, no, go take him out. Take him out. See? So when he does, do you do the backstory? When he does this, he's doing it right now. He's doing it right now. Because it says that's when the war breaks out. Right? That's what he's telling us. So we're in that period of time right now. Because he said, when you eat, that's when there's attack. So he's the one telling them to attack. I say, going to attack in a few more days. So he's the one that's inspiring to do it. Because he's not one of us. He's a Levite. Right? Because the Levites going to break into two tribes. You got those that went to hard cuts with us. And you got some, right, that's going to ally with us. But most of them up there, they're going to ally with him. Because they're Esau. They say, man, we should get the inheritance. Belshazzar. Belshazzar. That's another story, brothers and sisters. You're going to find out in a minute. Right? He ain't your friend. So I never got to this, brothers and sisters. I'll get to maybe tomorrow. I'm putting on hold out, send my two presentations today, because my voice ain't holding up for ones, looks like. And the time it takes to put one of these together, I don't think I could do two a day. I don't think I could, because it's too much. Had to restart this one, right? Why does that keep showing up? Why does that keep showing up? Okay. I was going to get to this, brown sister, but I already talked about it. The fulcrum. We can't control that. We control the quality of it. We can't control the quantity of it. The universe expands and contracts. We can't control. We can't do a damn thing about that. We can't stop it. We can't prevent it. We only affect the quality of it. Yeah, I should took all this stuff out. I was hoping to get to this, but it never works out that way, brothers and sisters. Let's make a liar of myself. I say I'm trying to be sure it never happens. So much. Hope I haven't bored you, brothers and sisters. Hope I enlightened you. Try to get you to understand what's going on here, brothers and sisters. Okay, brothers and sisters. Future news. Suleiman, the message of the covenant. Break of seven seals. Future news out.